just named her Stacy, and now she's famous. She's the famous Stacy.
Prince Caspian. Let me start out with telling you a little about my love affair with the Chronicles of Narnia. My obsession began when I was probably 5 or 6, and I got The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe in this well-read, beaten-up edition for Christmas one year. And I actually didn't even know at the time that there were more books, but I fell in love with it. And then as I got a little older, I checked every book out of the library in my elementary school until I had read all the Chronicles of Narnia, which I love and adore. And as I've grown, I've started to collect them in leather-bound series from Easton Books. Got Prince Caspian, and I love these books. When I married Chad, he had never heard of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I read to him every night before bed until we read all the way through it, because I am so passionate about these books by C.S. Lewis. I'm even one of those freaks. It's all about like the chronological order versus the publisher order and that kind of thing, but don't get me started on that. As a huge Narnia dork, I went into The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe with high expectations and came out really excited. I thought it was a wonderful adaptation of the book. I thought the spirit that C.S. Lewis wrote it with was really there. I also went into Prince Caspian with similar high expectations. So I'm going to try and sum up how I felt they did on this movie. I didn't like this adaptation as much because of several reasons. Probably one of the top reasons I wasn't crazy about this adaptation was because I felt like Aslan was put on the back burner. They put more emphasis on some fictional love story between Susan and Prince Caspian, which is just ridiculous because Prince Caspian falls in love with the daughter of a star in the next series. So, oh, that just irritated me so much. There was more emphasis on this romance than there was on Aslan. He didn't even come into the movie until the very end, which was so disappointing to me. Another problem I had with the adaptation was that I felt like Peter and Prince Caspian came off as being arrogant instead of being the stately and humble characters that I've grown to love in the stories. And something I specifically didn't care for in the movie was, I didn't like how they threw in some sort of raid on the castle as some big chunk of the movie that was not part of the book, and I just thought it was stupid. The other thing that really bugged me was the way they did the battle. It seemed very Helm's Deep-ish, as opposed to being something, it seemed like it came straight from the Lord of the Rings instead of being something in the Chronicles of Narnia. So that kind of annoyed me. On a positive note, the girl Georgie that played Lucy was a very great actress. I really enjoyed her performance. She really nailed her character. And it really was a good movie. There were just things that me being, such a C.S. Lewis Narnia fan, I just couldn't deal with in it, but the scenery was beautiful. It's worth it to go see this movie just to see Ben and William playing Caspian and Peter, because they are absolutely beautiful young men that are worth looking at on the big screen. It was alright, I give this movie a matinee in the regular theater with your family.